And now a message from the Nikki Blonsky.
Hey everyone, it's Nikki Blonsky, and I heard that all of you are some of the nicest kids in town, and this message is for the chronically online girl group. Yes.
Thank you so much, Carol G, for sponsoring today's video. I just got back from tour, which means that I was on a lot of planes. I was under a lot of stress. Those two things in combination, not really the best for skin. However, I'd like to think that my skin is looking pretty nice. I'm still not perfect with skin picking. I literally picked at that last night as well as that. I feel covered and I feel good about my skin because of Curology. If you didn't know already, all you have to do is take a skin quiz online, submit some photos of your skin, and then a dermatology provider will get back to you to create a treatment plan for you that ships directly to your door. This is my custom formula, which I do apply at night. One pump before bed and then applying onto clean skin. Obviously, this is just my routine and my formula, which I love about it because it is so customized for you and your skin needs. I have seen such massive improvement in my skin since last fall. When I was experiencing a really big fungal acne breakout, I felt really comfortable going to my dermatology provider, setting some photos of my skin, and being like, hey, something's gotta change. And then we are now at the point where I am now. And I feel so confident with it. You can use my link right now to get a special offer on your first box of Curology. Thank you so much, Curology. Nikki Blonsky is back, okay? And I'm not talking about me. I think I did do pretty good in this. I think this is how my mother wishes that I would dress every single day. Oh, Nicole, why do you not look like Tracy Turnblad? I don't know, Mom. I don't know. If I could have this much volume in my hair, I swear to God I would. Every few years, we have a Nikki Blonsky resurgence. Call it what you want. The Nikki Blonsky songs. The Nikki songs. One of my favorite categories of celebrities are actually celebrities that are so obsessed with the career that they had when they were younger. Like, they are very much so stuck in the past and cannot move on from it because they were once in a very famous piece of media. And you know, if that happened to you, you would do the same exact thing. Genuinely. Like, literally, if you fall into that category, I probably love you, unless you're the whole cast of Ned's Declassified. That's a completely different story. But it's nice to see someone be like, oh my God, I love that time in my life so much. I'm gonna sing the songs from it all the fucking time, and I'm gonna capitalize off of it still to this day. However, it is important to ask yourself, why is Nikki Blonsky having a resurgence right now? Why is there a Nikki songs? Why is there a Nikki Blonsky songs? And why did she fade from the limelight in the first place? At this point, everybody and their mom has a Nikki Blonsky cameo.
It's Nikki Blonsky. It's Nikki Blonsky. It's Nikki Blonsky. It's Nikki Blonsky here.
And Harry Styles.
Remember the scene where I get hit in the face with a dodgeball? About your recent accident with the DoorDash driver. That was my 18th birthday, Callie.
That being said, maybe your mom died and you got a Nikki Blonsky cameo as a gift because of it.
It's Nikki Blonsky. Unfortunately, a year ago, your mom passed away.
Maybe you got one for yourself. I got mine for you guys personally. That was my first and last cameo that I will ever buy. You know what? She sent that shit back so quickly. I felt like I was interrupting something. Like, I was like, girl, you did not have to send that back that fast. Like, you could have done this tomorrow. Like, please do not stress about this.
I heard that, you love Hairspray so much and you hope to be in the audience one day. Well, you never know. It could happen.
But like I said, first and last cameo ever bought, all right? Let's get into the backstory of who even is Nikki Blonsky, because this may be your first time hearing about her, which is a little bit scary because I remember where I was when Hairspray came out. I had a friend who had High School Musical nights at her house, as well as Hairspray nights at her house. I wanted to like these things so badly. However, I do have a trauma response to Zac Efron because of High School Musical. I'm not gonna get into that. I barely unpacked that in therapy. But just remember, the body does keep score, okay? But him being in High School Musical and Hairspray, and the fact that my friend wanted to have sleepovers for both of those movies coming out, It was a lot for me. Anyway, so this video for me is healing. Nikki Blonsky, born November 9th, 1988, is an American actress. She's known for playing Tracy Turnblad in the film Hairspray that came out in 2007. This is based off of the musical Hairspray, and Nikki won 2 Critics' Choice Awards and nominations for a Golden Globe Award and a Screen Actors Guild Award. When Nikki Blonsky was in high school, she had no professional background in singing, acting. However, she still beat out 1,100 other candidates to be the Tracy Turnblad. And history was really made. People love Hairspray. People not only love the musical, but they really love the movie. If you don't know what the musical is about, this is your slime tutorial, okay? You're welcome. Tracy, she's a 16-year-old girl. She's a student in Baltimore, Maryland. Maybe you know the song, Good Morning, Baltimore. See? Slime tutorial, I told you. And this takes place in the 1960s. And though a lot of people don't fuck with her weight, Tracy's like, fuck you guys. I fuck with my weight. Sorry, that was a lot. She's peppy and she's confident. Oh my God, Cowboy, do you have to lick your ass right there in front of Tracy Turnblad? Anyway. So Tracy dreams of being a star and dancing on the Courtney Collins show, and her efforts to do so also end up seeing Tracy work to break down racial barriers between Baltimore's white and black communities. A lot of people saw a very bright future for Nikki Blonsky after this role. There's literally a clip of her when she is in high school working at Cold Stone Creamery when she gets the news that she has received the job.
Hey Nikki, I think that you should probably, make yourself a big ice cream cone because you got the part.
Here's the thing about Nikki Blonsky that you will quickly learn throughout all of these videos that I have to show today. Number 1, she was not media trained. And this is something that a lot of people do truly miss about celebrities, is like the time and the era when we did not have celebrities who were like perfect and polished and knew the exact perfect thing to say all the time. This time period was messy. This was the time period of Wendy Williams, and people ate that shit up. And you know what? We took it for granted back then. However, every old video of her, you cannot lie, is very funny. She's an infectiously funny girl naturally. I think that's why she's resurfacing once again, like on TikTok, because people who had never seen these older clips of her are like, wait, that was kind of iconic. Not to mention, Nikki Blonsky was also a really great role model for a lot of young women at the time, in a time where tabloid magazines were especially awful to stars like Jessica Simpson, Britney Spears. Female celebrities at the time were put under such a microscope, especially when it came to their weight. It still is, and believe me, especially right now during like one of the most fat-phobic times that we are going through, it is still very bad. However, tabloid magazines were especially awful. Public fat shaming was very much so normalized. So to have a plus size woman who was the star of this new movie and her being so confident within herself in all of her interviews, that was very reassuring and helped a lot of young women at the time. In an interview, she said, "It has personally helped me so much as a plus size woman. Tracy has taught me to not apologize for the space that I take up, and I deserve to be where everyone else is, having fun and wearing what I want and being comfortable in my own body. We only have one life to live, and unfortunately it's really short and we never know when our last day is. And Tracy, playing her, really taught me so much to live in the moment and live in the body that you're in. Of course you can change it, strive for different things. It's your body. I've always had really positive role models in my life. My mom, my grandma, they always made me feel beautiful. They never made me feel different for being plus sized." And while talking about plus size representation, she says that it hasn't always been the norm in Hollywood. However, she's seen a huge shift in the last 15 years. Mind you, this movie came out in 2007, and she says that she thinks Hairspray played a part in that. I think after the movie, there was still a bit of bumpy seas when they were casting certain plus-size women, but still only for funny roles and stuff like that. Over the years, though, the past 15, I have seen Hollywood make a change, and hopefully that will continue to change. I've also learned quite invaluable lessons as well, that sometimes if people aren't going to make a spot for you, you need to make a spot for yourself. And so that's when she started doing just that, writing roles for herself and creating her own material to see herself and more women like her on screen, which is an amazing message and something that many people respected her for and saw, like I said, a huge future for her ahead. If I had to see this video, then you have to see this video too. It makes my stomach hurt. If you didn't know, the other main star in Hairspray who played Link was Zac Efron. Maybe my stomach is hurting from the trauma response that I have towards Zac Efron, not because of the video. But if you didn't know already, Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens worked together for years at this point, meeting on the set of High School Musical. People thought they were like endgame. Like genuinely, still to this day, people still think they are endgame. They are like the it couple that I grew up with. At the time, for the press, for Hairspray, what seemed to be the main push from PR for so many movies, especially targeted towards teenagers, was to believe that the main actors were actually in love with each other and actually in a relationship. And Hairspray did not stray away from that as well. Because even though Zac Efron was publicly in a relationship with Vanessa Hudgens for years at this point, they were like, you know what? We're gonna push the Tracy and Link narrative out there. We're gonna make Nikki Blonsky and Zac Efron be all over each other all the fucking time. A lot of people watching back on these videos, they're like, oh my God, Nikki Blonsky was so forward on this man. She definitely made him very uncomfortable. Zac Efron also in these videos was very much so forward in the way that he was speaking about Nikki Blonsky.
I think me and Nikki got a thing. I don't know what it is.
So for example, July 2007 on Canada's Much Music, they made out.
And that was on TV. Oh God, how's this coming?
We were just two teenagers having a lot of fun on a press tour, Blonsky said. This is definitely a moment that I will never forget and the internet will never let us forget. We were the best pals and he was my buddy. The fact that we had to make out with each other wasn't the worst thing in the world. I felt like a lucky gal for sure. And also because Zac Efron was like the teen heartthrob in the oh my God, it wasn't even the 2010s, in the 2000s. Zac Efron being the teen heartthrob in the 2000s, most of the questions with Nikki Blonsky when she would do press interviews was like, how was it like making out with Zac Efron? So she mentioned that they share a kiss together in the movie. Blonsky remembered the moment as not exactly PG rated. He slipped his tongue on me. Adam Shankman, our director, called him on it. Adam was like, hey, whoa, just caught the tongue. And Adam was like, no tongue. This is PG, there is no tongue. Not to make every woman and gay man jealous, but he was my best friend on the set of Hairspray. Even when we weren't filming, we were together on the weekends. He was constantly at my apartment and I was always at his, doing his laundry when he didn't do it. I will toss him under the bus for not doing his laundry and he knows it. That's not surprising. But girl, get up. Don't do his fucking laundry. Anyway, Blonsky had the best time with Efron. Even when she was cleaning up his messes, I would be like, listen, buddy, how many piles are over there? What's going on? In another interview in 2007 while promoting the film, Zac Efron says that he was able to relate to his character on more than one level, saying, I'm not all about these super skinny, perfect girls. Sitting beside Blonsky with his arm around her shoulders, it's self-confidence. It's a sense of humor. It's fun. It's how comfortable you are in your skin. I'm not into super skinny girls like Hollywood. Like, that's not my thing. As he's dating Vanessa Hudgens. Anyway, Blonsky teased back, it's how you shake your stuff. Mind you, the comments were a lot. Zac literally saying, I think me and Nikki have a thing together.
I think me and Nikki got a thing.
Him wiping his mouth after the kiss, saying Vanessa isn't gonna be too happy with him.
And that was on TV.
Nikki Blonsky screaming, yay for me! The times have changed. We have not seen the promotion for any film like this. I guess the most recent thing that we've had to this is like Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, but I don't think that was just for press. That was genuine love. Nikki Blonsky also went on the Wendy Williams show.
Please welcome the delightful Nikki Blonsky.
Which like nothing good PR-wise can come from that.
What was that? Okay. James.
In which Wendy Williams asks,
Do you think that he and Vanessa will go the distance and get married? Not yet, just eventually.
In which Nikki Blonsky says,
No.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry, D.
sorry, Hollywood, I know him real well.
I know him real well.
I love him real well.
I love him real well.
I'm the one for Zac Efron. Then which Wendy Williams said, oh, you're a very good girl.
You're a good, funny girl.
Nikki Blonsky just felt very comfortable in an interview setting, okay? When talking about a show that she was in, she was talking about giving dating apps a try. In which she said, I just jumped into Tinder. That's a crazy train. I was like, you know what? I'm back in New York. Maybe I'll inspire some straight guys to come to the show. And I'm like, oh my God. She continued, their first approach with me is either they don't know who I am at all, and they're like, I like curvy women. Or they'll be like, you look kind of familiar. Are you that girl? It takes them a little while to realize that, yes, I am that girl and I have sexual needs and pleasures. What the fuck? I literally had a guy who was like some type of authoritative figure and I didn't meet him in person, but his thing was posture. He asked me to send him a picture of my back. Like, you don't want a picture of my boobs, which I would never do, never gonna happen, but are you serious? My back of all things? And you may also have remembered Nikki Blonsky's Twitter. This photo reads, at Amanda Bynes, hey girl, I just text you, hit me back, love you boo boo, XOXO, which then Amanda Bynes completely shut her down, subtweeting her. Girl, if I'm not responding, then you know why. Now I present to you a dramatic reading of Nikki Blonsky's famous tweets. At The Real Jennifer Love Hewitt, hey, it's Nikki Blonsky from the movie Hairspray. I love all your work, but wow, Ghost Whisperer is amazing and amazingly addictive, LOL. At Megan Massacre, hey, I'm Nikki Blonsky from Hairspray. Are you in New York City? I love your work and I would love to have you do what I want. Are you in New York City? If so, what shop? At Rita Wilson, hey, it's Nikki Blonsky from Hairspray. You were amazing tonight on Law & Order SVU. I'm dying to be on the show. You rocked it. Congrats. At Graffiti6, hey, I'm Nikki Blonsky, the actress from the movie Hairspray. I really loved your music. Awesome job. Just wanted to tell you. At Matt Harvey33, hey, it's Nikki Blonsky from the movie Hairspray. It was so nice meeting you the other night and I hope to see you again soon. At Aaron Goodwin, hey, it's Nikki Blonsky from the movie Hairspray. I'm such a huge fan of the show and I love to do lockdown with you guys. Come to New York. At Bruno Mars, hey, it's at Nikki Blonsky from Hairspray. I saw you perform at the Teen Choice Awards and I love your music. You're the real deal, man. XOXO. At Jordan Sparks, hey girl, it's Nikki from the movie Hairspray. Long time no see. How are you? Miss ya. Hope all is well. Let's chat soon. And my favorite, at John Stamos, hey, it's Nikki Blonsky from the movie Hairspray. How are you, handsome? Miss seeing you around. XOXO. Which brings me to Nikki Blonsky's post-Hairspray career. Post-Hairspray, Nikki did work on a few different projects such as Queen Size and Huge. She was in an interview and asked about her role in Huge and was asked if, as an actress, does she get offered scripts that aren't plus-size roles, in which she said, the experience for me has been, it doesn't really matter if it's plus-size or not. I think it's been really interesting. My new movie, Waiting on Forever, that's coming to theaters in the fall, I play a young mom who's married. That script wasn't for a plus-size girl. It was just a very caring person who could play a mom, and they thought I was a good match. So no, casting is definitely not based on my weight. It's based on the weight of my talent and the weight of my heart and what I put into my projects. In 2011, she actually earned her cosmetology license and began working part-time as a hairstylist and a makeup artist in her hometown of Great Neck, New York, between acting auditions. And in an interview, she was asked,
do you work in a salon?
Actually, I never worked in a salon.
Are you broke?
are you broke? The way that this became so memeable, her being like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
And when asked about what she did when Zac Efron was in rehab, she said, picked up the phone.
Picked up the phone. Mm-hmm. What'd you say to him? I love you.
I love you. So for a while, there was a photo that was surfacing around of her working at a salon. And a lot of people were really, really sad for Nikki, but also like pitying her because they're like, why isn't she having as big of a career as the rest of her castmates are having? In which she says, I did not take a conscious step out of Hollywood. Singing and acting has been my dream since I was 3. It kind of feels like the industry left me. So no offense to the industry, because I understand that there are new actors and actresses every day. There are new films and new roles to be cast. I've had some great projects. I've done Ugly Betty and Smash and starred in various films. I'm getting ready to be on Off-Broadway. Like you said, however, I've never quite done anything again that's been at the level of Hairspray. At a certain point, I just have to throw up my hands and say, it is what it is. And when asked if she keeps in touch with her Hairspray co-stars, because, you know, she loves to message them on Twitter, says, absolutely. I'm so excited right now for John Travolta. His wife Kelly is expecting, and I couldn't be more happy for them. I keep in touch with mostly all my Hairspray co-stars. I just spoke to Zac Efron recently. Now that I'm out in California, I have access to them a lot more. But what a lot of people may not know and are actually finding out as her resurgence to Cameo is coming is that in July 2008, her and her parents were involved in a violent confrontation with the family of Bianca Golden, a former contestant on America's Next Top Model. At the airport in Turks and Caicos, they had an argument about saved seats at the airport departure lounge. What a lot of news sites did not report, though, back in 2008 was that this was racially motivated. The Turks and Caicos airport brawl last Wednesday reportedly left Bianca Golden's mother, Elaine Golden, in a Florida intensive care unit, according to the New York Post. She reportedly suffered a cracked skull and a broken nose. That's... what the fuck? She's still in a lot of pain. Bianca Golden's aunt, Annette Glinton, reportedly told the newspaper earlier this week she was just trying to get her daughter away from those people. Glinton alleges that a big man thought to be Carl Blonsky, who is Nikki Blonsky's dad, repeatedly punched Elaine Golden in the head. Carl Blonsky remains in custody in Turks and Caicos. According to a post, a relative of the family claimed that the Blonskys are unable to post his $75,000 bail. He faces a charge of grievous bodily harm and is expected to remain in police custody through August 8th. Nikki was charged with actual bodily harm and was released on a $6,000 cash bail. And her father was charged with grievous bodily harm, which is a felony. That following December, the charges against Blonsky and Golden were dropped. The Golden family states that the altercation altercation was racially motivated and involved racist remarks. Bianca even goes on to the Tyra Banks show and talks about what had happened to her and was very emotional during it.
And I was really upset by that because, you know, my aunt and I are really close. I can tell you're upset right now. Yeah, I am upset.
And slurs and very racist comments were made to her family by Nikki Blonsky and her family. But this is vehemently denied by Blonsky, who remarked in an Instagram story, "I am deeply saddened and hurt to hear that I've been wrongly accused of ever having anything other than love in my heart for someone of a different race when that couldn't be further from the truth." And then continued to make it more about her, said that she lives every day in pain since the fight. She tells People magazine that her and her father, Carl, are completely destroyed by the incident. "The hardest part for me is to see my parents walk around in severe upset and sadness." I think the people who are actually in the real pain here are the ones who had their skull cracked and had racist comments made against them. But sure, your parents walk around in upset and sadness. Oh, woe is me. Nikki claims that things took a nasty turn when she asked Bianca not to point a finger in her face. That's when she stood up, pulled her arm all the way back and said, "Fuck you, you white bitch." And she closed her fist and punched me. For your father to actually face a felony and have to be put under a $75,000 bail. First of all, airports do not fucking play around when it comes to fighting or like any type of disturbances in the first place. But with all those witnesses there and Bianca's mother having to go through a lot of physical injuries, not to mention Nikki denied it all, and this was swept under the rug. I gotta say, I don't think it's that surprising that Nikki's career didn't continue much after this. However, she did get a cameo saying that she inspired somebody to go to a Black Lives Matter march.
And that Hairspray actually inspired you to go to the Black Lives Matter protest. I went to one myself.
Maybe you did. In the fucking movie in Hairspray, maybe that's the only march that you attended. Because to this day, she still has not taken accountability or acknowledged what she has done to Bianca and her family. Following that, she started doing hotel reviews. Her most famous being her West Virginia hotel room tour.
West Virginia, you've taken such good care of me. I love you all.
Referring to the TV that they're as amazing.
This place is just mind-blowing. That's amazing. I think everybody needs a TV that big. I'm just saying.
And the gorgeous view being an actual courtyard.
And you look out the window to gorgeous West Virginia.
Funny, for sure, but I think we all understand a bit better now as to why she had to be doing these things. So most recently, Nikki has gotten very popular on Cameo. She used to charge $20 for each video message, but now her price is listed at $100 per video after this resurgence on TikTok. And she is currently the #1 most popular celebrity on Cameo. If you get laid off,
It's Nikki Blonsky. So sorry to hear that you got laid off.
your sister dies, you can get a cameo from Nikki Blonsky.
Terrible news. I am so sorry to hear about your sister's unexpected passing.
And I think it's a fair assumption to say that a lot of people are just living in this nostalgia towards the movie Hairspray and that they don't actually know what Nikki and her family did. Nikki has kind of had this like a woe is me mentality that Hollywood betrayed her and left her, when in reality, the whole story wasn't really being told. The Cameo compilations are funny though, however, on TikTok. This is a photo when she was talking to like the House of Representatives. She's like, let's do this shit. How was Trisha Paytas involved, you may ask? That's her, literally dressed up as Tracy Turnblad, singing songs from the musical Hairspray because she is a fan. She also revealed on her podcast that she's a huge fan of Nikki Blonsky and wanted her as a dream guest on her podcast, and then had to find out in real time from Oscar that she in fact did commit a hate crime.
And they use some bad racial words.
Oh my god! Wait, I need to look up the... Why did you not stop me sooner? Why were you like just letting us go?
That's kind of what I'm saying. The most chronically online of people, hello, do not know about this because it was so not reported on. And like I said, if you go back and read a lot of these news articles, you will not hear the fact that it was racially motivated and that it was a racist attack. And until Bianca was able to go on the Tyra Banks show, she was not able to tell her full story about it. So life update, where are they now? Okay. Nikki Blonsky and Zac Efron were in fact not meant to be for each other. She was right about one thing though. Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens did not end up getting married, okay? Nikki Blonsky also did not end up marrying Zac Efron because Nikki Blonsky did come out as gay. And then she got gay married. Nikki met her partner because they would attend her TikTok live streams, and that is how the two of them met. Her partner went from being a fan, and now they are married. And although I think that she was a great plus-size role model, she was not media trained, which led to so many memes. The story of her and her family assaulting a black family has led to a lot of people losing a lot of respect for her, and additionally, she has lost a lot of business. Most likely due to that. I would hope nothing more than she would not do something like that today, because that is not somebody who should be out in society if somebody is a threat to do that to somebody. I hope that her and her family have never done something like that again, and I hope that they will never do something like that again. However, I think it is a good idea that she isn't famous anymore, and I think it is a good thing that people are finding out about this, because when you do something like a racially motivated attack, I personally do not think that you should be able to move on from that without your career and your personal life being affected by it. I think every aspect of your life should be affected because that's a horrendous act. However, Bianca Golden, former America's Next Top Model contestant and Lincoln University alumna, she's currently an artist, an educator, an activist, and currently teaching in New York City, an HBCU advocate. And she's also a TEDx speaker and doing very well for herself. That's a win for her. I hope nothing more than Nikki Blonsky learning from what she has done. However, it would be really nice for her to actually issue a real public apology to Bianca and her family and all the people that she's hurt from her act, especially from coming from like a movie like Hairspray that was supposed to be about segregation, and a lot of people looked up to her. I think that would be really powerful and impactful. 20 years too late, but I do think that is still owed. Zac Efron, I still have a trauma bond with you. Amanda Bynes, we hope you're well. Thank you so much for tuning into this Chronically Online Girl video. Make sure that you leave this video a like, because I also got so much. Also leave a comment if there's anything that I missed, any other Nikki Blonsky moments that I may have not mentioned, but that I should have. Make sure that you subscribe if you want to be nasty, if not you're disgusting. Also make sure you have your bell notifications on so you know every single time I post, or else you are gross. If you want to follow me on my other social media, Instagram, Twitter, Depop, Spotify, it's just at Nicole Rafiee. And if you want to follow me on my TikTok, it's at Nikki Nasty, a podcast that comes out every other Monday, and on the off Mondays on Patreon. Guys, is this a safe space to say that I don't think I've ever fully watched Hairspray? I think I might have left home from the sleepover early. I'm just being honest. I hope that's okay.
Every time I sing a Hairspray song or I do a Hairspray dance, I am doing it for you, I'm performing for you, and I'm sending you so much love and a big virtual hug from me to you. Be well, my friends. Bye.